Greetings, cave dwellers. Lance Birmingham here, joined by Delia Dial. Tonight, your cave wall might be feeling pretty moist, as it is a whopper out there. Humidity reaching a Millhouse rating of 5.6, highest of the season, and it's only getting hotter. Remember to keep candles low to reduce heat. Last night, we addressed the vicious murder of Pete Harding that was believed to be perpetrated by Ramon. Remember, folks, Ramon can't get to you in your cavern. Stay safe in your own cavern. And on tonight's subject, shoelaces. How are they manufactured, and what makes them so damn strong? What you might not already know is that the plastic tip of your shoelace is called an aglet.
That's right, Lance, and you might be thinking that sounds a hell of a lot like egglet. Well, you wouldn't be totally wrong to make this connection, as a hardened egg white was initially used by the ancient Egyptians to seal the ends of their shoelaces. In 1922, the working world transitioned the aglet to plastic, which saved people a whole lot of trouble and farmers a whole lot of eggs.
Thanks for that, Delia. And tonight we've got a clip from shoelace expert Lola Hughes from her seminar on advanced ties. And let's just get a little clip of that patched in right now.
You can really hear how fascinating the tie-up is on those laces.
I'm nothing short of incredulous after seeing that. But let's float onwards into this next topic, something rather sensual. Tonight, we'll be talking to Mike Littress about sex. Mike is a trained sex therapist and has a few words to say tonight about keeping intimacy exciting when you only have a few feet of space to work in. Hello, Mike.
Hello there.
Hello.
Go for Dr. Litterus. This is Mike.
How are you?
I'm all right. You know, another Monday night. What are you gonna do?
Well, we've called to discuss some. I know you're a sex therapist, so we'll be discussing some sex advice tonight. You know, I feel like couples living in the cavern, sometimes it can be difficult to get intimate when you're
when there's just not that much space, you know, I like to get a running start.
Of course, you're living in a
typically.
cave. Naturally, that's difficult.
Yeah.
Getting a running start in a cave. What do you mean by that?
Well, ideally I would like to get a running start, but I can't in the caves.
To kind of jump into it.
Yeah.
Jumping into what are we jumping into here?
An encounter.
Look, I'm a sex therapist. You can be honest with me.
Any kind of encounter with a male or female cave dweller. You know, I like to swing both ways. But I'm just talking about getting a running start. I like the physicality.
Well, look, if you're swinging different ways, then you can't be whatever you're swinging in the cave. You know, you might as well be able to get a running start.
No, I'm saying I can't swing, and I can't get a running start because it's so damn cramped.
There's very little swinging and very little running with the small amounts of room that we've all allocated for ourselves. Naturally.
So, do you have any alternatives to swinging and running? And jumping?
Do you guys ever do any sort of game nights?
Game night.
Perhaps
okay,
Monopoly?
That sounds intriguing. Yeah, or Risk.
Once in a blue moon?
So last week I had a very troubled patient. He was at his girlfriend's parents' game night, and they just met for the first time. And his girlfriend takes off her shoes, and immediately he gets this horrible itch. But it's not just any itch, you see. Anyway, the itch must be itched. So Monopoly is played. The next suck. The next sock comes off. This poor man. He's itching away. Girlfriend's father just met. Hey, buddy, you need some cream for that itch? Man, does he need some cream. Anyway, he comes to me. I'm a sex therapist. I'm not an itch therapist. I prescribed him some cream. I sent him to a friend doctor and
A dermatologist, perhaps?
Oh, so he physically, this isn't a metaphorical kind of a sexual urge being implied. He really had maybe a fungus.
Whoa, no. Hey, look. I am a sex therapist. Okay, and compulsion. Okay, psychodynamics and compulsivity of people's kinks. Look, bud. If you're calling this number, it's just some sort of prank call.
No, of course not. No, not a prank call.
You're on
Doctor.
69.9 FM, The Pipe, here and now.
Oh, the pipe. Now we're talking. Something I can be of therapeutic assistance with.
Naturally. So carry on. He had an itch, you were saying, and he got a cream.
Well, this is their first time meeting. Okay. Look, he's been a long time patient of mine. He comes to me with all these problems, and I tell him each time he's got these itches. He sees. Look, he's the kind of guy. He's got 8 boxes of cereal above the fridge. You open up the fridge, and there's nothing but 2% milk. You understand what kind of person I'm talking about?
Big cereal guy. We
Big
know the
cereal.
type.
You open up that refrigerator drawer, you can't even fit in a sock. Okay, so he's got these. He comes to me with these sock things. He's all into his girlfriend's taking off the socks. He's getting this itch. He keeps telling me about this itch. I keep sending him to the next doctor, but he keeps coming back. I mean, shit, he'll probably call tomorrow. My damn secretary's angry with me. She wants me to turn him off, but look, this weird sex therapy thing, with all this internet porn, whatnot, things haven't been really going my way. There's so many new workers in the industry, you know?
You're saying
And
because
it's just
people
tough.
can learn so much on their own by watching. You're suggesting, people can watch internet porn and kind of learn enough about
thing
sex.
Or two, yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough for me, and this is my profession.
Well, naturally,
Amen.
the competition's edging in. Kind of your window on life is closing, and the lights are getting dimmer and dimmer with each day.
All thanks to
We
Rhonda
just got new
Bulletin.
dimmer switches installed in the office, and I can't pay the mortgage.
You'll figure it out. I wouldn't be too worried. There'll be someone.
As long as there are people, as long as there are cave dwellers, as long as there are
wife
caves,
is
there will be
believing me.
sexual issues.
Hey, Dr. Litterus, what do you say I book a session? Next Wednesday? You have an opening?
Next Wednesday, we got all day.
You got all day? I'll take 4 o'clock. What do you say?
4 o'clock. Well, I'll see you then.
Excellent, Lance. You're
Wonderful.
addressing your problems. I'm so proud of you.
Wonderful. This will be good for me.
Yeah, I think it really will.
I think this will be good for me too.
Because as you know, I've kind of had this recurring problem of ejaculating with too much force, that it kind of is not to get into extreme detail here, but it's kind
We
of
are on air after all,
it's
folks.
kind of causing a bit of damage to the walls of my cave. Let's just leave it at that. The sheer force and magnitude.
Do you think maybe it could be possibly your diet is maybe a little bit too acidic, and so it's eating away at the walls of your cave?
Something is very
maybe
acidic.
You need to go and see a nutritionist.
Something's
as well.
incredibly
I would advise
acidic.
a double pronged strategy for this problem. You should have an appointment with our doctor here, and then also the nutritionist.
I think there's kind of
Talk to Tina Checkers about that.
a
problem.
double-pronged
Maybe a little
problem
broccoli casserole will sort
happening
you out,
too.
bring your pH down a little bit or up a little bit, I guess.
Look. when I was in my 8th year of residency, a doctor by the name of Mike Hunt. He was dear friend. He told me of this one time he had a patient, and this patient, he wanted his girlfriend to be his master, and he wanted to be the best doggy there ever was. And it's bringing up memories. It's like it's taking me back to my old days, and I think this might help with you if you in your cave can roll over and be that good dog, and you can get someone to really pet you, and you can really be a good boy, roll over, get your tummy all pet. This might loosen some things up. If you know what I'm saying, you ought to give that a try.
You're right, I oughta. And I know I can definitely play fetch, so shouldn't be too much of a stretch. Okay, and thank you so much for joining us, Mike Litteris.
See you on Wednesday.
I'll see you on Wednesday. And thanks again
Thank you
for
very
joining
much,
in.
Mike.
Thanks for chiming in on the subject.
Yeah.
And that was Dr. Litteris joining us.
Yes, it was indeed, and God bless him. He needs the work. Can't see why, but
Dealey, if you could do me a favor, remind me to cancel that appointment.
oh yes, definitely. I would advise.
He's
you
probably
to go.
not still listening, right?
I don't like to be told what to do in the bedroom.
Exactly. That kind of
sours
sheer
the mood.
enforcement. I don't like to feel like I'm in a fascist
I know it sounds like
arena.
Sounds like you went to Evergreen or something. Probably
Some
doesn't
kind
know
of
what he's talking
hack internet college.
Mm-hmm.
The dregs of. But anyway, there was a grain of salvageable information in that call.
His diploma must just be a bunch of lentils glued to a piece of paper.
You're probably right. probably some kind of macaroni sculpture he's made of some kind of garbage from hell.
That sounds entirely right.
I wouldn't.
Oh no.
But anyway. That was the wonderful doctor just now, kind of giving us the scoop
Definitely
on
qualified, if anything, overqualified.
he really didn't answer our question at all. He kind of just like went just right in one ear and kind of across over one ear and then out of the other ear.
Yeah. No, I was a little I'm a little crestfallen. It doesn't really solve any of my problems, but what he
Sometimes that's just how it goes.
Sounds
These
like
doctors,
he wants to talk about a lot of his problems.
they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah. Maybe we should have charged him.
I think maybe I'll be sending him a bill for this call for the minutes. Anyway,
his check's bounced.
We're gonna kind of round off this episode a little short today. Just
we're all feeling a little tired.
After the events of last night. With Ramon closing in so close, there's been a lot of chaos in the tunnels lately.
Whips.
And the licorice, I was hard pressed to find my licorice stick
Your
today.
daily fix,
Yeah. Cavern 14 usually has got a stock. Today it was down to bare scraps.
I've got to have one every day, otherwise, I just don't feel right.
I completely lose it without my licorice strap. I feel kind of like an animal. I start vomiting a bit on myself usually.
I sweat profusely.
And that is our show for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, Cave Dwellers.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful night in the tunnels. We all hope you're enjoying yourselves. Staying dry. Stay away from those moist walls, because as we know, Millhouse rating 5.6. It's going to get sticky. It's going to get wet. It's going to get...
Your skin is going to feel uncomfortable.
It's going to... Yeah, it's going to get a little dewy on those walls. All right. So remember, stay safe, stay clean from Ramon's devilish touch, and above all,
stay jubilant.
Stay jubilant. That's right.
Thank
So this
you,
is Lance Birmingham and
Delia Dial.
signing off.